Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let them come.
And they came. Welcome back to another episode of Where Heartbreak Feels Good. This time, we come to this place to rank our favorite 2023 movies, a big episode. I'm Josh Woodbury with my co-host Edgar Ortega.
Yeah, the other day when I was like setting up the stream for this thing, I was looking up like our previous top 10 episode that we did. It was like March of 2023, so I was like, okay, it's been a minute. So I think it might have been our anniversary episode too. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's fun.
We did do one for Legacy sequels also.
Yeah.
Our last
like,
year episode.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's always fun to do these ranking episodes. It's always fun to see what everybody has on their personal list and how everything combines. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
And my other co-host, Evan Harris.
Yeah, this should be exciting. Usually, especially this one, because 2023 was a great year for movies. I loved a lot of the movies. My top 10, though, usually makes it into these lists. Like usually my top 4, my top 2 usually crack it into our combined top 2, like Marriage Story and Parasite. Spoiler alert, that was like my 1 and 2 for 2019 and made the list. But this one, I'm not sure. I think 2 of my top 5 are cracking in this list, but I'm not sure where everything else is because I liked a lot of movies that you guys thought were just, it was good. It was fine. So I'm curious to see what our combined top 10 list is because this one might be a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, and we have returning guest for this special episode, Trey Mitchell.
I'm really struggling at not laughing at that Transformers thing. I didn't know that was there, and I keep hearing it in my head, and I'm like trying to hold it together, but I'm like when you try to hold it together, you like laugh more. So apologize if I've been laughing at the start of this podcast, but yeah, thanks for having me. Like Evan said, this past year was great for film, so I am curious to see. I feel like most of us agreed on like top 10 for this year, like especially the top 5 pretty much, but
I would say top 20.
I don't know.
Not like the order of them per se, but like most of the movies. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Go for it. I think I know what our combined number 1 is. I think I know what our number 1 is. I'm pretty sure what our number 2 is. It's not my 1 and 2, but I think I know what the 1 and 2 is. But I'm not sure about 3 through 10. I'm not sure what comes over here. So we'll see.
So yeah, how I did this is that these 3 Damian Lewis, and I also got lists from all of our past guests, or at least most of our past guests. On the show. Okay. So it's gonna be a big collective list of Where Heartbreak Feels Good's favorite movies of the 2023.
Who did you ask?
I got Alden's, Nikki's, Preston's, Carson's, Nathan's.
Carson's is 7 movies.
Tyler,
Super Mario,
Christian.
Super Mario.
Oh, I thought it was just us, Justice.
I thought it'd be fun to have like everyone's on there.
I agree. So now my opinion
and Jess also, Trey's girlfriend.
Yeah, Jess might be coming on. She just got home from work, so she's probably gonna chill for a second, but she might come on.
Yeah, school was off today. I had to come in for school, or I had to come in for work. I was pissed. It was ridiculous. It was like it's freezing outside. I had to come in.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, okay, that might change my opinion a little bit, Josh. Okay, we might be cooking. Is Guardians making this list? Is Guardians making this list? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Before we dive into the
I'm good. Now, I mean, I was gonna say that's why I showed my top 16 because I'm like, there might be a lot of.
I did use everyone's 11 and 12 because we had a bid tie that I had to break down into a smaller tie.
I figured.
I did into it after.
Okay.
But yeah, before we dive into this list, I'm gonna show off my 2023 best in film edit that was cooking the past week. So yeah, let's without further ado.
Keep it down. Bam. Squad gang.
I love this movie.
Maybe Zip it. Everybody.
So
Can we just get you guys to shoot?
Oh, what a beautiful.
Oh. That's dope.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Reach out, touch what was once just in your imagination. Don't be shy, it's alright if you feel a little trepidation. Sometimes these things don't need.
That was for you, Evan.
Thank you. Ouch.
If you want to view paradise, simply look at them and view it. Somebody to hold on to, it's all we really need. Nothing else to it.
You're so beautiful. I know it.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Peter Pan.
Take a look,
Of course.
and you'll see into your imagination.
What a great scene.
We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise,
So cool.
simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to
Nice close up.
Where the vampires hang out!
So yeah,
17
Nice,
movies.
good job.
that's now live on our YouTube if you want to go check it out.
Honestly, like I forgot that some of these movies came out last year. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a big year for movies.
yeah.
That was a great year.
I love that one shot of like when it's like the just the touch, and then you go to the shot of all of us strangers. Mwah.
Mm-hmm.
Cinema.
Yeah. All right, let's dig into our collective top 10 films of 2023. Let's start with, we have two honorable mentions. We got two films tied for 11th place. Any guesses?
Guardians Volume 3?
Wait, is it an honorable mention?
Probably Guardians.
Honorable mentions, yeah.
Okay. -1.
You know what? I hope -1 is an honorable mention because I don't think it made this list. But now that you said everybody's list, now you combine everybody's list, it might be in this list. Because I know somebody else who really loved it too. So
I feel like Barbie might be an honorable mention.
ooh, where's
As
Barbie
you
on my
say that,
list?
Trey, we got
Oh,
Barbie
wow.
and Maestro
Okay.
for honorable
Okay.
mentions.
Interesting.
This is
I'm
like
glad. Yeah.
Barbenheimer almost. These two films.
Yeah, I'll start with Barbie. I think this is a movie that like says "fuck you" to subtlety, but like has a blast doing it. It doesn't need to be subtle in its messaging, and I think Greta really nails the balance of tones here really well. And obviously, Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie, the whole ensemble is fantastic. It's just a blast of a movie.
Yeah, I love this movie. I thought it would be my top 10 for a long time. It's just there was other movies I just liked a little bit more. But this is one of my favorite movie going experiences of the year. It was just a great crowd, great movie, great dialogue. The script is really good. And I just had a great time watching it. It's very joyous and fun. And like Josh said, it's very out there with this messaging. And that's a good thing. More movies should be like this. So I had a great time watching this movie. Yeah.
Barbie is like my number 9, I think, on my personal list. But if I'm not upset about it, I still think like having an honorable mention is pretty solid. But yeah, like I love Barbie. It's one of the probably not even of just last year, just one of the most memorable movie theater experiences like in a long time, maybe since I don't know Endgame in terms of how big it was, how big of a movement it was. So yeah, I'm happy that it's here. For Maestro though, it's not in my top 10, it's in my top 20, so I'm not too sad about it being an honorable mention. Like we've talked about in this podcast before, it's a really good movie. I really, really enjoy it, but there are some parts of the movie that are a bit choppy, mostly in the editing. Evan would agree with me, so yeah.
I think Barbie, I really like. I think after I sent my list to Josh, I think I changed Barbie from like 11 to 10 because like I have May, December. Like I swapped those two because they're like very like close to me in terms of my rankings, but I just think that I'm gonna rewatch Barbie so many times, and I don't know if I'll ever rewatch May, December. It's a really good movie. I just don't know if I'll ever get to it again. So I got in trouble leaving Barbie because I said my standout was Ryan Gosling as Ken, and this was like movie's called Barbie, and your standout was.
He is the standout though. Like he does have
from just seeing a picture of him in the movie. It's not even. I don't even have to watch the video. I laugh the second I see his face. Like the best comedic performance of my lifetime. I have not finished Maestro. I have no comment on that movie.
Yeah. Maestro for me was a very good movie, and I think it's a little bit hindered by like Edgar said, the editing, but the performances are great. The performances really carry the movie for me. Speaking of Carrie Mulligan is phenomenal in this movie. Maestro for me was like number 30. It's a movie that I appreciate, I really like, but when I was trying to put it in my ranking after I saw it, I realized there's just 29 more movies I liked more than Maestro that I would watch again before I would go see Maestro. This was a stacked year, and unfortunately Maestro had to fall down a little bit, but I saw 100 movies, so top 30 is pretty good.
Yeah, and even though Barbie is not in the top 10, it's probably maybe the most rewatchable movie of 2023.
Yeah,
definitely. I think I've seen it 4 times so far.
Barbie was my number 10. I had to move things around because I felt like it was fair to take out All the Strangers, of Interest, something like these movies that no one else has seen besides maybe Edgar, and push a few others just to see that.
Interesting.
So this
made to see All of Us Strangers.
It's just not coming to America, Trey. We have to accept it.
This Norway. Noah's going to see it first.
Josh and Edgar are going to see it because they live in LA, which is technically not America. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You guys live in someplace else.
Its own country, Evan.
It really is. It really
California
is.
and Texas, the Western Alliance has the. I'm like, what happened that those two states are in alliance? But
because I can see American Fiction now. I'm seeing American Fiction on Saturday. I meant to see it Monday, but it was way too cold. So I'm seeing it Saturday, but I still cannot see Zone of Interest or All of Us Strangers.
I think American Fiction will be in the top 10 of this list.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I didn't know a lot of people saw it. I haven't. If I saw it,
I guess that's a factor. I don't know if
I will say
they're weighted high if that affects it, but
yeah.
I will say though, we haven't posted any of this, but when we were curating our nominations for our own awards, afterwards I was a bit sad because I realized that we didn't really give anything to American Fiction, and I really love that movie. It's like
I don't love it probably as much as you guys do. I thought it was just a really fun comedy with like some good social commentary, but it didn't really hit me as hard as
I wonder why.
I think it did for you guys.
Yeah.
That's probably I mean, I don't know. Just no comment.
Come on, Josh,
denying the allegations live on air.
I cannot wait to see American Fiction. Every time I see the trailer, I'm like, this is the most relatable and hilarious thing I've ever seen. So I cannot wait to see it on Saturday. Yeah. So number 10.
All right, and Maestro was like top 20, I think, for me. I really like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10.
Is Saltburn cracking this list? I looked at my list. I'm like, Saltburn is pretty high for me. I like Saltburn. I really like Saltburn.
It's in my top 10.
Number 1, right?
It's not gonna crack.
I know Trey doesn't like it, but hey, other people might have liked it on Josh's his content.
Josh's
I just realized Saltburn is not in my top 10. So that might have, even though I really liked it, I gave it like a 5 out of 5. I love Saltburn. But it might not be on this list. Now I'm thinking about it. Might have been number 12 here. Anyways,
Rise of the Beast.
Number 10, we have
don't call it a comeback.
Quantum Mania. No.
Wow.
Towards the Flower Moon.
Nice.
That's all we got.
Great movie. Yeah.
Number 9. No.
I watched this on Sunday, so I could have it included in our lists.
Oh, nice. This is in my number 25 of the year. So some people must have really, really loved this movie. I think this is a great movie. One of Martin Scorsese's best. It's not, I say it's one of his best, but it's also not one that I liked more. Like, I think I like this more than Silence, but not more than some of his other movies. For Martin Scorsese, but overall, like, this is a movie that's hard to not like really love and appreciate. I think DiCaprio, De Niro, Gladstone, a trio that delivers phenomenal performances across the board, especially Lily. And I've grown to really like Robert De Niro's role even more so after seeing the movie in theaters. And because I thought he was like really, really good as just a great villain. But after thinking about it more, seeing some more clips on, Twitter, YouTube, etc., I think Robert De Niro is like easily like the second best person in this movie. And DiCaprio is great. I mean, he's always great. He's like one of my favorite actors of all time. So yeah. But anyway, I think the movie overall is it's outstanding in terms of like the Native American perspective and what they really dive into in terms of like this crime epic of it all. So yeah, really good movie. Just didn't crack my top 10.
Yeah, I think Killers of the Flower Moon is really good. Not one of like my favorite Scorsese films, but I'm looking now. I had this 14th on the year, so a movie that like I definitely admire the craft of it, and I think it was really good. But it wasn't one of my personal favorites for him. But that being said, it's still, I think, one of the best movies of the year. And I think Lily Gladstone's probably going to, or her or Emma Stone are going to win.
It's a battle right now.
It's that one's tough. I don't know.
I'm siding with Lily Gladstone right now. I think
whoever Preston picks is going to win. So whoever Josh has, she won.
I really want it to be Emma. I'm rooting for Emma so hard. I think her performance was just really more memorable to me. But Lily is like, it's two different sides of the spectrum. One of the most subtle but like powerful performances you'll see, and then Emma, just a transformative, crazy.
Yeah, it was very different.
Yeah, really different.
Yeah, Killers was like 15, around 15 on my list. I really was like taken back by this movie. As I'm sure you guys know, I haven't seen the most Scorsese movies. Irishman, and now After Hours, this, and a couple others.
After Hours is fun.
After Hours is so good. Killers really took me by surprise. It's like, when you say epic, this is like the definition of a movie epic. It's sweeping, it's really powerful, especially that ending. That ending really blew me away. And like the choice he makes with that is really interesting. And yeah, Lily Gladstone is just, her performance is the powerhouse.
Yeah, it's funny that everybody has been mentioning like his past work, because this month I've also been doing a bit of a rewatches and a first time watches of Scorsese, and just going back and seeing some of his early work, and then thinking back about Killers of the Flower Moon, and you just see this like steady progression of how he grows as a filmmaker, even like the way that he frames actors, or like how he like has, well, he and his editor have just such a good sense for pacing. Like I watched this in the movie theater, and I don't want to say I didn't feel the runtime, because at some point you kind of do, but it didn't bother me. I was like always like 100% in, locked in, like I was always engaged. And every single time that I think about this movie, like just right now looking at the poster, I always think about that one scene with Lily Gladstone when the house next door like explodes, and she's just like the cry that she just lets out. Oh, it's so haunting.
It's one of the most memorable like moments of last year for me.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what Edgar said. I've been going back and watching some Scorsese films for the first time. I watched After Hours for the first time, The Last Temptation of Christ, and then Casino as well. So it has been cool to see sort of like the steady progression of him as a filmmaker. And this is, I mean, a really great movie. So he's not fallen off.
That's for sure.
I also
yeah,
recently watched Hugo, which I absolutely loved. That movie's wonderful.
Hugo. I need to watch it. I still haven't seen it. Yeah.
And he's gone. But yeah, like just like even like this year, we're getting another movie from this. Like again, not that I'm shaming these guys for getting old, because I mean it's normal. But like him, George Miller, they're like directing as if they were still in their 20s, and it's fucking wild to me.
Yeah. Him and Ridley Scott too. They keep chugging out movies.
Coppola too, like with Megalopolis coming out this year. It's crazy.
What was the last thing that he did? Coppola.
He did a lot of smaller films like I haven't seen recently. I don't know.
Yeah. But you guys are mentioning, I forgot Scorsese's Irishman. This is way better than Irishman. I couldn't stand Irishman.
Really?
Not at all.
I need to revisit Irishman.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it too.
I feel like I have more of appreciation of Scorsese now, so I feel like I'd probably appreciate it more.
Are you gonna go rewatch it as in TikTok beats like every minute?
Yeah.
Just like he intended, yeah.
All right, number 9.
Very curious. Okay, we're getting to the nitty gritty now. 10, The Killers, 9. Oh, I forgot I mentioned Guardians. Is Guardians in this list? I'm not sure, Bob. I'll keep on saying Guardians.
New one on Alden's list, so that might single-handedly put it in.
I know Alden's a big Godzilla fan, so I hope Godzilla's in this somewhere.
Speaking of, number 9, Godzilla -1.
There we go. I'm just happy it made the list. It should be higher.
It should be
higher.
Surprised it made it in. This is like number in the 30s, 40s for me. I really liked it. It's definitely probably the best Godzilla movie I've seen, and I haven't seen many, but just like the recent ones. But it's like the action sequences are really great. The story is amazing, but I couldn't really connect with the human characters as much. They are the best iterations like in the recent movies, but still, like I don't know. Yeah. There are some choices in this movie that are pretty weird.
I'm so happy this made the list. I mean, I had this. What was it? Number 3 or 4 or 5 for me. One of those. It was definitely my top 5. I adore this movie. Speaking of like theater going experiences, this is one of the best theater experiences I've ever had in a theater. Packed out for like a subtitled international movie is always really fun. And this movie just took me for a ride. I think a lot of the main characters are phenomenal. Sorry, we got a runner here coming over here. Okay. But yeah, I love the human characters. Like, like Josh said, we're not dealing with freaking podcasters, weird hipster characters like the freaking legendary movies love to do. They're all so weird and just they get on my nerves. I don't like it.
Not a fan of Millie Bobby Brown?
No. She just like a rambunctious kid.
What about our favorite guy, Child Chandler? Like, come on, Evan.
He was wasted in the latest one. After all the marketing, like I really wanted more.
You don't like Vera Farmiga?
Oh God, the genocidal maniac! Yeah, that was crazy. She's not the best mother either.
Godzilla vs. Kong is fun.
It is fun. It's just I can't stand any of the besides the little deaf girl. She was great. And I'm excited for the next one. But -1 before I saw this movie, actually, I was gearing up with Nathan, and I saw the 1954, the very first movie. I saw Shin Godzilla from 2016. And then those movies really like enlightened me to like how good Toho does a lot of the international Godzilla movies. But this one is easily the best for me. The score is incredible. The human characters have a great. I mean, the main character has a really, really, really good arc that's very like easy to follow. You instantly become like sympathetic to his journey, especially like given his connection to the war and then how he connects to other people, especially his love interest. Really, really good. And then the supporting cast is just also super memorable, super fun. But this movie is not afraid to go dark as well. This movie is super dark and super like very emotional when it wants to be. The ending is just one of my favorite endings. I was so happy when I saw the very last scene.
What does it mean? The ending, the mark that she has on her neck. I didn't get it.
Mark on her neck?
Josh,
Right?
back me up.
Yeah, I Edgar, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
The like black
don't
mark
really
on her
remember it
neck that was
much,
like
but it was
venom.
weird.
What?
They played Godzilla's main theme, right?
Yeah, she like had some sort of Godzilla in her. Some
What?
radiation
It's
in
literally
her.
the logo that we're
Some-
looking
it's
Evan, this
literally
is
the
one of
last
your
shot of the
favorite
movie.
movies. How do you not know this?
It's like a post-credit scene. In the
I was
movie.
too busy. Like, wait, is it the post-credit scene? Like, he hugs her at the end.
I think it's after the title sequence,
and
right?
her neck has like some like black stuff inside of it
Mark.
moving, as if
Yeah.
there's
Moving?
like
Nose is attached to
Yeah.
it, but I don't know.
It's not a
No,
happy ending.
I think it was like her blood. Was,
I think it's a happy end. I think the Undertaker.
I don't know
something-
if she's infected,
I've never-
Evan. How can it be?
I remember
Yeah.
there's like some
Dude.
ominous overtone that they played when they
Yeah.
blared Godzilla's
It's the
theme.
last
I
shot
don't
of the
know.
movie.
And then it cuts to the ocean, to like the body parts.
Yeah,
of
Godzilla's not dead.
What? I mean, yeah, I know Godzilla's not dead. That part, that's clear cut.
Some
He's not
Mandela
dead.
effect over here. Right?
But they've done that
No,
in all the
I saw
movies.
it.
So like, what? I've never heard this take before. I've never seen this.
It's not a
Godzilla
take. It's in the movie.
I've never
It's
seen
in
this.
the movie.
Like she could be infected. It's Godzilla. What can he infect you with? It's not how it works.
Radiation poisoning.
Radiation. Yeah.
I mean,
She was blown away.
In that case, everybody should have radiation poisoning. Like he was there too,
Probably, yeah.
right? But like,
Probably.
but nobody has radiation poisoning. The movie got
Bro's
discussed.
mad at us. Hey man, we didn't
Godzilla's
direct
black.
Look this up after the podcast. We're not
I
lying to you.
will, because you guys, this is crazy to me. I think she's fine. She's
I
fine.
feel like I'm being gaslit right now by
I
No,
feel like I'm being gaslit.
I know what you're talking about, Trey. Like,
it's the end of the anyways. I had -1 at 8. I thought this movie was fantastic. In terms of movies that are basically Star Wars movies, last year we had The Way of Water. This year we have Godzilla -1.
in the creator too, but that was like the bad version.
I still haven't seen that. I really wanted to, and then everyone didn't like it, and then I just haven't gotten to it yet. I eventually will. But yeah, this was fantastic. The human performances were obviously what carries this. Godzilla is basically just a boogeyman. He just
So
comes and
mean.
goes and does his thing. And the human interactions, our main character and the family he sort of has really hold it. And the opening scene on that island is just so good. I mean, that's a Jurassic Park movie essentially. So I thought it was fantastic. I thought the ending was a little bit cheesy, but still like really good. Yeah, this is a great film. I don't know if I'll see the black and white version of it, but
it doesn't look good. It looks just like they just put a filter on it.
I've never been someone that really cares about movies that are released in black and white. But
I never watched Loden Noir. Like
I haven't
it was a
seen
cool
that.
image, but like,
yeah,
That actually looked good though. But like
Did
this
it?
one, like it just looks like they just put like the.
It's
BMW.
really good.
yeah. But yeah, -1 is fantastic. It was, like I said, it was number 8 for me on the year, and I really like this movie.
Yeah,
I do want to try and see it one more time in theaters because I think they announced that like it's leaving theaters completely on February 1st, probably because like rights issues with the Warner Brothers Godzilla coming out, maybe. But that's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, -1 is I think 17 on my personal
It
list.
can't stay in theaters forever. It started like what, November?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, December.
Yeah, what's next? Guardians. What? Guardians. Saltburn. Is that coming up next?
Josh.
I thought you were saying something, Andrew.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna say like really quickly that I really like the human character dynamic in this movie. it kind of reminded me of one of the few people that I really like 2014 Godzilla. And even as somebody who really likes that movie, I can acknowledge that the best part of that movie is when it's like the first act, when you still have like Bryan Cranston, you actually give a shit about those characters. And that this movie felt like that, but like for the entire movie. So
yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Oh, quick plug for Monarch. The show Monarch was recently ended its first season. A very messy, entertaining show, but with actually good characters. Like for the most part, like they're not written the best, but I had an interesting time watching where they go from episode to episode. And it was one of the first times I'm like, Legendary can actually create good, lasting, interesting characters if they took their time with it. So stop giving us the podcasters again. Anyway.
There's so many shows I need to catch up on. Like there's that, there's Gen V, there's the Marvel shit.
You gotta watch Gen V.
Echo.
You gotta watch Gen V. Echo.
I did watch The Curse, which is phenomenal.
Echo is very just fine.
It's very
really?
fine.
Did you watch all of it?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Me too.
I loved it.
Oh.
Wait, you watched The Curse, Evan?
No, Echo. I said.
Oh, I was talking about The Curse.
I've seen the first episode of The Curse.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Very strange show.
Really?
As someone who loves HGTV, though, I feel attacked.
All right, number 8.
Guardians.
Well, everyone's saying Guardians, so
I think is it not on this list?
I don't know.
Oh, Spider-Verse better be on this list. It better be a top 5, motherfuckers. But okay, we'll see.
I don't think it will be.
I don't know.
Don't
We'll
do this
see.
to me, Trey.
All right, number 8, we have Poor Things.
Sweet, it's in the list. I'm happy. I wonder how many people liked Poor Things. You know, Josh, Edgar, and I think adored this movie. Trey, have you seen Poor Things yet?
Yeah, I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it. You know,
that's
like
fair.
it's like, yeah. Anyways,
yeah, this made it. I think it was number 6 for me. Instantly one of my favorite Emma Stone roles. Emma Stone still my favorite working actress today. Love her. And it's instantly one of my favorite roles for her because she gets to do so much. Not even just her physicality, but her comedic timing is great, and especially her connections with each character along her journey. I really was not expecting Mark Ruffalo's character to be that like compelling, but even outside of how comedic and downright hilarious he is, his connection to her proves to be one of the more like important for all the weird reasons. Like she's not really learning from him; she's learning how not to be from him in an interesting way. And then overall, I just liked her connection with Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef's character, even Christopher Abbott at the very end. That was really cool. Her connections and how she like managed them and how she changed individually as a person was just so I very much felt that via Emma Stone's performance. And overall, The Poor Things is just one of the best directed movies of the year. 5 minutes in, I'm like, Yorgos is cooking. It's like he does like 10 different styles of directing in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's crazy. If he does not get nominated, that'd be just ridiculous. But yeah, Yorgos is a legend. I love this movie.
Yeah, Poor Things was number 3 for me. I absolutely adored this film. It is an odyssey. It's one of the stranger coming of age films I've seen. It's such a like interesting premise, but like fulfilled to the max. Yorgos Lanthimos, like his direction is exceptional. Like Evan was saying, like so many styles showcased like automatically and throughout the whole movie. I think this might be Emma Stone's best role yet, which is crazy to say, because she's Emma Stone. Like she just has so much range here, and this is really like a meaty role to showcase her talent. And it's such a charming movie. It's filled with so much more heart than I thought it would be. It's hilarious. Mark Ruffalo is one of the funniest performances of the year for me. Willem Dafoe surprised me with how much heart he has, especially towards the end. Like there were some emotional moments there for me. But yeah, this movie is incredible.
I think I like Poor Things the more that I think about it. When I left the movie at theater, I was like, I was very uncomfortable watching it because like if you've ever like had like marijuana and you start to like feel like you're going crazy, that's what this movie made me feel like a bad high almost, you know? Like, and I was very unsettled by that feeling. Like, even when Willem Dafoe just burps, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's hilarious.
Like, there's something wrong. Like it's reality, but it's twisted a little bit. And I think I like it more the more I think about it. So, yeah, I have a 21 on my list, but this year, like there are only 2 movies that I didn't like, Napoleon and The Flash. After like everything else, I enjoyed.
Quantum Poo Poo.
What?
Quantum Poo Poo?
I did not see that movie.
You didn't see it?
I haven't seen the last
Good
2
for
Marvel
you.
movies. Yeah,
But we went to go see The Flash?
I saw a early free screening of The Flash.
Ah.
I did not pay for The Flash.
Nice. Me too.
But yeah, I have this movie right in between Mission Impossible and A Fire. So I liked it a lot, but it personally didn't connect with me as much. Jess, I think, gave it 5 stars. So
nice. Good on Jess.
Yeah, for me, like Poor Things is probably up there for one of my favorite movie theater experiences. Not because like anybody like walked out, but like everybody was like weirdly like super into the movie. Like every other scene, everybody was laughing, so that was really cool. Emma Stone is great. Yorgo's direction, like Evan said, is just exceptional. The writing is really clever. I really liked it. One of my favorite performances in the movie that I don't think a lot of people have highlighted, just in general in terms of conversation, is I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Rami Youssef. I think that's.
I say Yusuf.
Yeah. Yusuf. Yeah. He's great. I think we talked about it a few episodes ago, where like at the beginning of the movie, we really are presented to this world through his eyes, and like he has to like not be weirded out by it, but he also has to be like
he sells it really well.
Yeah, he like has to be fascinated, but also like weirded out by it. So it's like the really good balance of that he cares for the entire movie, even after he's gone. For the most part, and Mark Ruffalo is hilarious. One of my favorite scenes of the year is that scene where Emma Stone loses the money and they're just talking in the room about where the money is. It's just hilarious.
And just like as a technical like effort, this movie is absolutely stunning. Like it's some of the best production design I've seen in years. The sets, the colors of this movie are so vibrant and wonderful to look at.
So yeah, I completely agree, and I'm so upset. Like, if this was any other year, I say this about every like when movies come out all the time, but like for the Oscars, if this was any other year, if Barbie wasn't this year, like would it be sweeping these technical awards? I still think it should, especially like production design. I think I would go Poor Things over Barbie. Costumes, I would go Poor Things over Barbie. So there's certain things I would go Poor Things over Barbie with, but I'm just so happy that it's even getting nominated. Poor Things. What's up, Jess?
Hello.
How do you like Poor Things?
I loved it. So what have I missed? 10, 9.
Yes, let me recap real quick. We got honorable mentions. We got Barbie and Maestro. If you want to comment,
two movies that you love.
Yeah, two movies.
Have you seen Maestro, Jess? What'd you think?
We've seen 20 minutes of Maestro.
Oh, that's you both haven't.
She moving on.
Then number 10 we had Killers of the Flower Moon. Number 9 we had Godzilla. Then we're at 8 with Poor Things. If you want to comment on any of those.
Well, I love Barbie. And I didn't see Godzilla. But Poor Things is great. I think I vibed with it more than Trey did. And it just was very unique. Like I found myself being like, there's nothing like this, and that's why it like stood out so much to me. It's like you can't even compare it to anything.
It felt kind of like Swiss Army Man and like a weird, just like a very weirdo, sicko movie.
Yeah.
Very much like a one-of-a-kind vision.
Yeah, very
I
different.
We've seen a few of those this year, which is really exciting.
It's gonna be a weird comparison, but like when I think about this movie, like visual style, which I love, I don't know, like it feels like if somebody like vomited like all of these colors and it's just like all over the screen, like I always think about that shot where she's like looking at the sky and it's like purple, but it's also blue and white. Like
every time they're on the boat and they like show outside, it just like something was odd. Like I was like, what the hell? Like I don't know. I felt uncomfortable almost by the fact that it was like close to reality but not reality.
It's almost
I
like
think it threw me off.
Salvador Dali. Like
it was like Salvador Dali.
We
Yeah,
went to Dali Museum. There's one in Tampa.
famous artist. Yeah,
and it's kind of those vibes of like surrealism.
Yes, yeah.
Really cool.
Also, I want to shout out the store too. It's really unique and really interesting too.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
the Rami, I think is his name. He has a good show on Hulu. I watched like the first like 4 or 5 episodes of it. It's kind of like Dave, but just like his version, and it's pretty good. So
he also directed episode 4, I think, of the Bear season 2, right?
Of the Bear. He directed the Copenhagen episode.
Yeah,
my third favorite episode.
That was a great episode. Yeah,
third favorite. That's a good episode. My dad hates that episode. I love it.
That's a weird thing.
Oh, there was like one moment at the end that I still don't. I know this is a tangent, but of that episode of the bear, like when there's that stranger that like helps him or something, I was like, we were both like, something bad's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna get murdered or something.
I
There's
thought
omnibus
Army
music
was
too.
dying
Like
at the end of the season when he was in the freezer, I kept saying like he's freezing to death.
Yeah, I was like, he's not gonna die.
He's dying. Anyways,
all right, number 7.
Guardians. I don't know. Watch Guardians just not be in this list. Yeah.
I'll say Holdovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have it high on my list.
I think Iron Claw.
All right, so this is our first and only tie.
Oh, Jeff, we're doing it again. Hold on.
I had to whittle it down.
Again?
I had to whittle it down. We had a 4-way tie at one point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Number 7, we have Guardians Volume 3 and Bottoms.
Okay.
The Alden Diaz films of the year.
The Josh Woodbury films of the year.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm happy Bottoms made this list. It didn't crack my top 12 or something. I think it was like in my top 20 or 15 or something.
It's my 25.
It's my 17.
So it's my number 5.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so who brought this up? Was Auden and Josh?
I fucking love this movie. It's just
I think it was like top 10 for me. I'm pretty sure. I kept adjusting things. But yeah, great ensembles. Bottoms is very, you either like it or you don't. Like it's a tough tone.
It's hard to make a comedy
like,
that is that good.
But it's so like weird, like the high school, if you remember, because I recently saw someone who I generally have similar tastes gave it like a 2.5.
It was your 10.
It was my 10.
Harrison?
Yeah.
Harrison gave it a 1.
1. And I was like,
wow.
Comedies are just, they're not going to be for everyone.
I mean, it took like a lot of that in the beginning. You're like, okay, what is going on here? Like, I was expecting a high school, and they're like literally like the football players are insane. And
the main trio is just so funny. And then I've been like a lifelong football fan. And Marshawn Lynch being in that movie is just so funny random, but he's so funny. Like he's always been funny. Like he'll say stuff like during like a press conference, like I'm just serious so I don't get fined. But him in that movie with like everyone else is just a comedic genius, like just a perfect cast. And I'm excited to I want to watch Bottoms again because I've only seen it once and it was really funny. But I feel like it has huge replay value and could probably become like a cult classic, and honestly, in terms of comedy, in terms of like Gen Z comedy, like we have.
I love how like kind of surreal and like otherworldly it is too. Like it's and manages that tone really well, and there's also like a lot of heart in it too, with the relationship between I forget the character's name, but like Ao and Havana. But this like the friendship, Rachel Sennett, also incredible. The comedy just lands most of the time for me, and it's just really fun.
Yeah, this is a special movie. Like I love Ruby Cruz too. Coming off of Willow, which I adored. I love Willow. Bring it back. But Ruby Cruz was incredible in this movie as like the third wheel of the group, and she had her own little mini arc as well. And like everybody said, the whole cast is great. The ending. One of the best ending sequences in the football field I've ever seen. Like wild, crazy out there, but I loved every second.
And they just
the football players were so funny in this too. Just like their like commentary on masculinity and stuff was just very funny to me.
Yeah.
And then Guardians, Guardians is great. I think probably the best Guardians movie
It's my number 6. My number 6. So these are like 5 and 6 for me.
Only Marvel movie I saw this year.
Yeah, this was the only Marvel movie.
I'm trying to think. I didn't.
We didn't see Quantumania. We didn't see the Marvels.
Easily the best one, like by far.
Yeah.
I
still want to see the Marvels. It just came out at like.
I think Marvels is fun. I like
Marvels is fun. Yeah, we like it over here. Yeah. Guardians for me is easily, like Jess said, the best Guardians movie for me. Because I like 1 a lot. 2, I don't like as much as everybody else seems to does on comic book Twitter. 2 is like very hit and miss the comedy. The comedy just is not good in 2 for me at least. But 3 rocks on all fronts. The comedy is great. The emotions have never been better. The villain is outstanding. I forget the actor's name. I'm so sorry. But he's great. From Peacekeeper. And then like the whole team chemistry is very unique. We're missing Gamora. She's like the X Factor that's not in the room. Like she's
Chuck Woody or Wuju. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
They handle the kind of fallout of Endgame with Gamora so well. I know that Gunn has talked about like the creative process he might not have been involved in too much and like how she was handled in that. I still think it was really interesting, but like it's also interesting how he is a director, a character that he basically formed, wasn't in full creative control, and the fallout is like still a beautiful story, So
final scene of this movie,
it's classic.
Best ending of the year for me. Yeah,
love that song. But also like I watched a video on the behind the scenes of this, and like how Sean Gunn does the what is it called, mocap or like for Rocket, and then James Gunn actually was the person doing the dancing for Groot. So it was like when they were filming it for like the reference images, it was like
seeing
the 2
James
brothers
Gunn
dancing with each other.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think Sean Gunn also does the young voice for or the middle, preteen voice for Rocket too.
Really good posters for this movie. All the Guardians movies have great posters.
Yeah.
Volume 2 still has the sickest poster. The Volume 2 black and white poster.
Oh yeah, the black and white one is so good.
But yeah, Guardians is just like probably up there, top tier MCU stuff for me.
Bradley Cooper's best performance this year.
Yeah, it's honestly, yeah.
Sounds like a joke, but no, it is.
He's incredible in this.
I liked him in Dungeons and Dragons. He was great.
Little guy.
You have options.
But yeah, Guardians is. I was really surprised how this stuck with me throughout the whole year. I wasn't really expecting that. It's just like the action's great, the comedy's like lands for me, and the motion of that final scene is just on another level for me.
Yeah, it's weird how Volume 3 kind of feels like almost like the epilogue that we didn't know we needed from Endgame. Like if this was like the last MCU movie ever, I would be happy. Like this is like a great way to finish off. Hey.
Where's Shang-Chi 2? I need that first.
That's the one?
Yes.
Of all of them?
Yeah. All of them.
But yeah, no, I love this movie. I do think it's maybe sometimes a little bit unfocused on how like it handles certain things. Like I think the guy that plays the villain of the movie is really great, but the villain itself, I don't really like. I don't think there's much there, at least in terms of writing.
It's more like the performance that's really strong as far as the character, I think.
Yeah.
His performance, his connection to Rocket is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like again, like overall, like even whatever problems I have with the movie, I still love it. It's like it was in my top 25 until I saw a certain other movie that I don't think it's in this list, but yeah. And bottoms, it's hilarious. Like Josh said, it's like kind of reminded me of watching like different rating, but it reminded me of watching Scott Pilgrim versus the World back in like 2010, of like this of this movie that you think is gonna be like this just straight comedy of like a coming of age comedy, but it just like has this entire like almost subgenre of like making everything fantastical, and I really do think that adds a lot to the movie. So and what makes it unique too, and everybody in the movie is just great, like everybody has said.
similar to Scott Pilgrim is like the joke efficiency of like how many jokes like per like minute they fit
per
into
minute.
that movie. It's like because
it's a lot for me with Bottoms.
Like, quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Some don't land, but some do.
For sure. I was just checking. This movie came out in August, and I still can't find the Blu-ray for this movie.
There's no release for it yet, unfortunately. Yeah.
What the hell? Oh, that's
Prime,
crazy.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Nicholas Dalzentine as Jeff in this movie is fucking hilarious. The football player.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
also Rachel's first like official writing credit, right, for any movie.
Was she a writer on Shiva Baby?
I don't think so. It was just
okay.
Emma.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 6.
Saltburn. I'm kidding. Probably not. Holdovers. Yeah, Holdovers has to come up here very soon. So I'm going Holdovers.
Or an Anatomy of a Fall.
I was wondering how many people saw Anatomy. Anatomy and Holdovers are coming up very soon, I would assume. Yeah.
Number 6, we have John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Great. I did not see this coming.
Edgar, I think, had this the highest of anyone.
Yeah.
What is number 2 at?
4, I think.
Oh, Edgar, I also had it at 4, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Best Berlin scene of the year, 2023.
Berlin.
But yeah, this movie is great. I don't know how like I feel like at this point any franchise like this would probably be like falling off, but like they just keep reinventing themselves with how crazy they can go with the action and like with even the story, the character arc for John Wick. I love this movie. It's one of the only movies that I rewatched maybe twice in the movie theater. But yeah, this movie is amazing, and the entire third act of this movie is just like pure adrenaline. And this might be one of my favorite performances of Keanu Reeves in any movie, not just like the John Wick movie.
I mean, Dracula, Edgar.
I mean, he's good in that, but like even like just like the little subtleties that he has like in his last scenes is just great. But
yeah, I love this movie, and Kane is one of the best characters of 2023. Donnie Yen's Kane is like instantly likable. Surprising amount of depth. I love the last scene between him and Wick in the sunset. Fantastic scene, best scene in the movie, I would say. And yeah, that's really what I take out of this movie is Donnie Yen's Kane, because every scene that he's in is the best scene in the movie.
This movie has Rina Sawayama. It deserves to be in everyone's top 5.
And this was her first role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's great.
Probably one of the best like movie theater experiences for me, or like movie watching in the theater experience. I don't remember like the people around me, but just being like when he's like trying to get up the stairs and just be like, oh, like
collective groaning.
I'm pretty quiet normally, like watching a movie, but I was very invested. Like
when he keeps falling, everyone in the theater is like, oh, like just keeps going. You watched 15 minutes of him getting up there and all the way back down.
Also, the sounds of the opening punches in the theater, don't forget that.
I was about to say that like everybody talks about like how great the cinematography in this movie is, which it is, but like the sound design in this is just great. Like even like how Trey was mentioning, like as he's falling off, like I think the sound, the way that they did that, it adds to like the whole like weight to it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of the other 3 movies either. I think specifically with John Wick 3, I can get like a little bored of the action at times. But with this, I completely did not have that feeling. There was just so many scenes and sets where like I'm like, this is impeccable.
Yeah.
It's just so well made, and that last act in Paris is just it's just a masterclass in like action movies. It's so good, and the fact that Keanu says like 270 words or whatever, it's like who cares? That adds to it, It's legendary stuff.
Yeah, John Wick as a series for me, they've progressively gotten better. Like I thought 1 was fine. I thought 2 was good. I really liked 3, and I think 4 is easily the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
The action is just unreal. At 3 hours, like you'd think it would lose focus at one point, but no, you're captivated the whole time, and the set pieces are so unique to each other. And yeah, just on the technical front, it's
Skarsgård was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, is he the best villain of the franchise? I think so.
Easily.
I don't even remember any other villains.
Yeah,
so.
what are the other ones? Yeah,
the first one, I guess I kind of remember. Just
What's
the
his
guy
face
from Game of Thrones or whatever.
Oh yeah, true.
Don't kill his dog.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the character with the dog in this one was really good.
Oh, I love that.
Was
Yeah,
a nice
side character.
yeah, that was a nice little addition to it, to like the lore, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this
Has
is pretty
anyone
good.
seen the Continental? The
No.
Peacock
Nope.
series? Oh, yeah, it was
Nope.
bad.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
All right, number 5, top 5. If we're getting into it,
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're missing
Guardians.
Spider-Verse, Holdovers, Anatomy, Past Lives, and Oppenheimer. That's 5,
which
guys.
are my top 6 movies, and then this was 4. So
using my my ingenuity, I think 5.
I think Anatomy of a Fall.
I think
I
Anatomy.
think 5 is
was next.
Anatomy, 4 is
Iron-
Spider-Verse, 3 Holdovers, 2 Oppie, 1 Past Lives.
Is Iron Claw not in this?
Yeah, I was about to say, is that in May December? Not in
How is Iron Claw not in this?
It wasn't in my top 10.
This is the interesting.
Or Boy in the Heron.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boy in the
Heron's not
Heron
here.
has to be in it because Josh
Oh
is in this.
shit! Wait! You said no more
Josh-
ties, Josh?
No more ties.
Wait! Spider-Verse not on this list,
There's
Josh. I'm finding somebody.
there's gonna be a full on revolt. I need to see everyone's list. I'm blaming
Wow.
Nathan.
There's no way Spider-Verse not on this list, so there's no way I'm blaming
Nathan had
Nathan.
friggin' Ant-Man 1.
the Marvels.
Nathan
the whole
had
thing.
Gran Turismo over Barbie.
Gamer 2.
How did it?
Nathan shared his
Alright,
top
number
10 list a couple days
5.
ago, and it's wild.
This one actually
Spider-Verse-
surprised me that actually made it on in this high, and I love that it did. Anatomy of a Fall.
Okay.
Nice.
I call
Hey.
it.
Probably
Banger.
because we
Banger
had
film.
it all high, but like a lot of people haven't seen this yet. But like people that did see it had it high, so it's probably
What is
why
it
made
for you?
I don't
It is number 3 for me.
Ooh.
It keeps moving though.
Number
I keep
3
being
for
like
me
it
as
was
well, yeah.
6, and then it like went up to 4.
It was
3.
like 7. It was like 8 for me, and now it's 6. Like
'Cause
it's this
Number
it
very
just
good.
sticks with you. Like
Yeah.
we talk. Like I love a movie that'll make you talk with the person that you saw it with, and be like,
Mhm.
"What?" And we just discussed a bunch
It
of
was
scenes,
like, did she do it? Like that was
Yeah.
the whole car ride home.
and we had different.
It never gives you a
conclusions.
clear interpretation too. It
Yeah.
like leaves
No,
you.
it's like
thinking.
frustrating
Love
in a way, but I think it's probably like Past Lives is my favorite movie, and so I'm gonna say it's my favorite script. But I think this is the best script of the whole year.
Yeah.
It's very tight. Yeah.
The direction too is
And then
also like
The
incredible.
acting, man, the dog and the son. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
like
Sandra.
the parents are great too, and the lawyer, and then the other weird
The
All this
prosecutor.
ensemble,
prosecutor who
honestly, like,
looked like a priest.
Like a priest.
that dog is
He looks
honestly
like a
like
priest to
top.
me.
It's just
Top
French
30
court. They wear.
I mean, the priest.
Yeah, I think she deserves Best Actress nomination.
Oh yeah.
We'll see, but great film.
It'll be criminal.
And
if she's
did she
not
do it?
nominated.
Did she do it?
I don't think she did. But now I'm saying it, I'm like, did she do it?
That's what's great about this movie, though. It leaves you like wondering.
My
Because-
only thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the movie really ponders like the unknown of it all, but also really gets into the idea of complicated relationships and how well can you know a person via just like one argument scene, which the argument scene was great. But like even the
that's like
audience,
scene of the year almost.
we don't know much about these people. Like we get a lot of it told from Milo, from Sandra's character, and we never really hear from the husband. Obviously, he's dead, but it's like it's very interesting to glean how well do you know a character or just somebody you know in general based off of just hearsay or the people that you do know. That idea kind of lingers throughout the whole movie in a very interesting way. Yeah, Milo was incredible. Like he should be a supporting actor nominee in my opinion. He's a really good kid in this movie.
One of the better
Snoop-
like young acting performances I've ever seen. Honestly.
For sure. Snoop, again, like Josh said, great actor. I don't know about top 30, but he's good. And yeah, I adore this movie.
Like the Advil scene, like come on.
That's such a good scene.
Oh my god, that broke my heart.
How did he do it?
That was rough.
That might be the
Oh
most
yeah, I
shocking
was
scene.
like, almost started crying, and then he was okay, so I was okay.
Whew.
But the son's speech at the end, like, it makes you question, like, is he making that up? Like, 'cause, like, he had decided. He's like, I made my decision. So it's like, did he then like fabricate this story to like help his mom be innocent because he already lost his dad? Like, it's just so many things.
That's a good point, Jess. That's a good point. Like, it flashes back to that car ride between Milo and the dad, but you're like, did that scene actually happen? Can we believe this narrator? It's like, it's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Anatomy for me is like number 6 of the year, I think. I feel like if I rewatch this movie, it might climb to my top 3 just because, like, again, like everybody has said, like, I haven't stopped thinking about it since I've seen it. And it's just one of those movies where, like, the whole, like, well, what would you call it? Unreliable narrator trope is just used to the absolute max from every single character. It's just beautifully told of how, like, we fabricate our own realities and how we can, like, convince ourselves of, like, what we believe, and if we can convince other people to believe the same thing. It's just like, such a great script. It probably is the best script of the year.
It's also like I was captivated from like beginning to end, and that's rare for me for like one of these courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fact that I was able to do that and be as like interesting and thought provoking and just entertaining to watch is really impressive.
Definitely. And I think the ability for it to be unknown and not know who did it made the courtroom scenes that much more powerful, because the prosecutor, usually in these courtroom dramas, the prosecutor, the person going against our main character, is usually just like an antagonist. We're like, obviously you're wrong, so why is he's so annoying? But this time
he's doing his job.
Right. He's doing
French
his job.
Court is wild.
Right. And yeah, French Court is crazy. And you know, he could have been right. So all of his scenes, while you're still rooting for Sandra in a way, all of his scenes are still very powerful, still very entertaining, and not in a annoying way. Because he could have been right. He was spitting some facts, or what he believed to be facts. So yeah, I love the courtroom scenes.
I just thought about something. It's like it made it seem like French courtroom, like, trials or whatever, are like reality show, like reunions or something, where people are all sitting and people can just like start talking, like, and it's like chaos.
Yeah.
I think this is also one of the only films so far that us 5 have all been in our top 10s, right?
Oh yeah, good point. Yep, this is my number 7, and then you guys said 3, 4, 5. So interesting. Yeah, I like
such a good movie. Yeah.
But now I'm so confused, Josh. I don't know what's 4 through 1.
I'm gonna be sad if the Iron Claw isn't in this list, which is not going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but I do love. We can talk about it after the list, because I do adore Iron Claw. It's not. Yeah. It's in my number 23. I like Iron Claw.
I see not as many people have seen it yet.
Yeah, came out during Christmas. People were opening up presents.
It's such a feel good movie. I don't know why people wouldn't want to see it over the holidays with their family.
It's comedy.
Take your brothers.
Take your
number 4, and I'm very happy this got this high.
Oh, so it's Boy in the Hair.
Bill in the Hair.
There we go. Nice. Spider-Verse is not.
It was number 2 for me. I think it was really high for Jess as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Carson's number 1. Yeah, number 2.
Wow, Carson. Okay.
This movie is one of the most beautiful things I've seen. I love Hayao Miyazaki's movies personally. He hasn't made a bad one yet, and this movie is just really powerful for me. What? Which one?
I was joking.
Okay.
Okay.
This movie is really powerful, and the animations is stunning, and it's the best. I love these movies so much.
I need to rewatch this. I feel like a lot of it went over my head when I saw it. I think I was trying to figure out
definitely
the reality of it, in which just you can't do. Yeah,
for sure.
So Trey, I'm gonna definitely rewatch this because I have it 13th, and that's like without understanding. I feel like a lot of the movie.
Trey, I think it would really benefit from a rewatch. I adore anime. I adore Miyazaki. I saw it once, and then I was like, okay, how do I feel about this movie? Because I was still like pondering certain sequences and my interpretation of them. But now I saw it again, and it went to number 10 on my list here. And I love this movie. Josh and I were doing. I don't want to spoil any nominations, but I'll just say I adore Miyazaki's direction in this. It's very underrated in terms of like how people direct animation. But even the storytelling is very unique, even for a Miyazaki film. Like it has your Miyazaki template in terms of a lost child going into an unknown world outside of his reality. But in terms of his character arc, the way he handles depression, the way he moves about certain characters, and the connections that they have with
also
Mahito.
The way this movie like comments on legacy too from Miyazaki himself, and there's so many different themes going on here. Like there's a lot to take in.
It's very interesting because it ponders the idea of a legacy from the creator character, the great grandfather, if you will. But also, it's a very interesting coming of age. So it's two different ends of the spectrum.
And also processing grief of his mother too. And there's just a lot going on here.
Yeah, those are the parts that kind of I enjoyed the most. And the like you kind of just gotta like trust and like be patient because in the beginning, you get a little restless. Slow. It's very slow, and then it just all of a sudden like it hits you towards the end.
The last 40 minutes of this movie are very overwhelming to me in terms of like it's kind of the opposite of the beginning. It's like there's so much happening, and that's where I feel like I do need a rewatch.
I feel like a rewatch would definitely help you with that.
I don't know. We saw this without like just in Japanese, like with subtitles, and I feel like sometimes when you're reading so much, it can kind of go over your head versus hearing it.
The English dub, like hearing it with like English audio, kind of helped me understand it a bit more too.
Yeah.
It also like I've seen more Miyazaki movies than Trey has, and so it's like
I think I've seen like 5 with this 6.
I don't remember. We've counted before.
Yeah.
But like the storytelling, like you start to get more familiar with like how the movies are paced and stuff. I think helps.
I feel like this is very much like a combination of like Wind Rises and Spirited Away. I'm feeling like with some other elements in there too.
Yeah, I would recommend Wind Rises after seeing this movie as well.
Yeah, that's one I have not seen yet. But
it's really good.
Josh, my favorite.
What's the one? I just watched it over the summer with the little girl in the lighthouse. You know what I'm talking about, man? I don't know if that's Ghibli or just like another person who did it, but I just did a ranking of all my. When Marnie was there. Have you guys?
I haven't seen the other Ghibli movies besides.
That wasn't Miyazaki, but yeah, I got lost there. But yeah, I think Ghibli as a whole is outstanding, and this would be a great like end to Ghibli. But I'm so happy that he's doing another one.
Yeah, it's very much like even though it's not his last movie, it's very much like could be Miyazaki's final film, and it works really well as that.
For sure. Joe Hisai's score.
Best score of the year for me. It is just a masterpiece. I think it is.
Beautiful. It might be mine as well. Yeah.
My nitpick though is I hate the title. I wish it was still How Do You Live? Like the boy in the hair, and it's like so
very
like
basic.
Too many of those.
And it's not descriptive of like what the story is about in any way.
How Do You Live would
it's like not really even a main character.
Yeah.
Like
it's very like Pixar like title.
Yeah.
Pixar presents The Boy and the Heron.
I think the problem with that is like How Do You Live was the title of an actual book, and they didn't want it to be. I think this was an adaptation of that when it's just like very loosely in the movie, like the book How Do You Live.
Fair enough. Yeah. Was it called this in Japan too, or was it called?
It was How Do You Live in Japan.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they should have kept it. I
it's
love
like intrigue and mystery versus this is
How
a story about a boy and a bird.
A great title.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I will say though, in the English dub, Robert Pattinson as the heron, very inspired performance.
It's funny because I didn't really like The Lighthouse when I saw it. Like it's like him and Willem Dafoe and like having that sort of relationship because they're both in this, right?
Yeah.
The bird that dies by the outhouse.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. They're both in it again.
I didn't know Dafoe was in this. Okay.
My question is, does Miyazaki hate birds or love birds? Because there's
maybe both.
He's like, I love sharks. I'm terrified. I don't ever want to go in the ocean, but I love sharks. They're very interesting, but I don't want to be near them.
Maybe he just like hates parakeets. Yeah. But yeah, this movie is so special. I love this movie.
Dave Bautista as the parakeet king also.
He is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I think I'll only watch the dub when I get the Blu-ray.
The dub is really good.
That Spider-Verse isn't going to be in the top
It-
3.
It's gonna be in here, Josh. I'm gonna
No,
I'm
man,
gonna
we
come
have
across
Past Lives, Holdovers, and Oppenheimer.
and maybe
And the Holdovers
three?
was on everyone's list.
But there's no way. There's no. I'm putting my
Who of
fist
the
down.
people
There's
on
no
here
way.
don't have Spider-Verse in their top 10?
There is a way, Evan.
There's no way. It was my number one. It was Nathan number one. It was
The Nathan one
other
is
people.
not helping, but it's my 3.
If Spider-Verse
Maybe
is
it's
not on
3,
this list, I'm
'cause
fighting.
It's my 8.
Number
Good
3, we have
Spider-Verse. Come on,
and
we're
we're
not-
not
Holdovers.
Cross Spider.
Let's
Oh.
go.
So Holdovers didn't make it. Damn.
Yeah,
Wait,
actually,
the Holdovers not make this? That's insane. Who has not seen Holdovers?
A lot of people.
Holdover is
What?
not on my top 10.
Whoa!
It's my 12.
Asshole.
Barely missing.
Holy shit!
It
You guys
is.
are
I'm feeling about Holdovers the way Evan feels about this movie.
It's
I
21.
mean, I love.
21.
21 of it.
And it grew recently too. It was lower.
Holdovers is my
Whoa.
5.
It's my number 5 or 6 too.
It's my number 11 because it was good.
I've seen
Like,
it
I
twice.
loved it too. There's
I've
just a
seen
lot
it
of movies
twice
I
at
loved
this
this year.
point. Everyone, I watched it with my family on Christmas Eve, and they all loved it too, which is nice.
You guys are crazy. Anyway, let's talk about this masterpiece of a movie. One of the best sequels of all time. Spider-Verse, Spider-Man. Yes. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I just saw this again recently. We did a commentary on My Cup of Tea. Go watch it, like and subscribe. But this was a great movie. I've probably seen this the most times out of anything last year. This is like it was like my 6th time watching this movie because I saw it 4 times in
wow.
theaters.
I was
Sick.
curious how many.
4 times.
I think I've seen it 3 times.
I've seen it twice.
Because I remember I was gonna go see some other indie movie like in whatever a month or 2 after this movie came out. I couldn't go see that, so I went to go see Spider-Man again.
Oh, you had to.
I just had to. I was like, I'm already here. I'm not gonna go home. I'll just.
They really pulled your arm there, huh, Evan?
They really did. They were like, you know what, Evan, you could go see Spider-Verse. Anyways, this movie is incredible. The Gwen and Miles relationship is peak fiction. I love it so much. Both great characters. Both go on incredible character arcs, character journeys. Just because it is a part 2, just because there is to be continued, doesn't mean Miles' journey is halted or stopped. I think he comes to a great conclusion, even though he is talking to Earth 42 Rio. I think what he says to her at the end of the movie really helps complete his internal character arc about acceptance, about moving forward, about being comfortable with who you are under the mask. You know, Spider-Man Part 1 is about like anyone can be Spider-Man, and Part 2 is about how do you be Spider-Man? How do you live? I'm kidding. No, but I think Miles' journey is just very good. And then Gwen being like the prologue, being in the prologue of the movie, seeing her journey first was an incredible decision. I really like that decision. And then seeing her journey is probably the most clear journey in the movie in terms of starting a band and that whole
Her relationship with her dad is very interesting.
Oh my gosh, that was the most surprising aspect of the movie because I like her relationship with the dad in the comics, but what they did here with Captain Stacy was very surprising. The parentage theme as well was very strong with Rio and Jeff, and then Captain Stacy was very strong. Even the villain, in a way, antagonist in what's it called, Spider-Man 2099, Miguel. He was a parent as well, and his what he does. Kind of problematic, not great, but he had a very interesting role in this movie, and I can't wait to see what he does in the last one. In general, I love this movie. Animation, direction, the writing. I love this movie to death. I could speak.
This was your number 1, right?
Oh yeah, easily. It wasn't budget. Sorry, Appy. It wasn't budget.
I love this too. I don't love it as much as the first one, mainly because I think it does suffer a little bit from it being like almost like the first half of a movie because like where it ends and stuff.
I think it overwhelms you with the ending.
Stop shaking your head.
I mean, Empire Strikes Back.
I mean, Dune ends like it's half. It's not half a story. But it's half of that story.
Mm-hmm.
But I still love Dune, and I still love this. I think the animation is great. Miguel is a great villain. Him in the spot. Yeah, I love this. I haven't seen it in a few months now. I would like to rewatch it again. I need to get it on Blu-ray.
I will say the 4K Blu-ray of this looks stunning. Great.
Yeah, I got the 4K recently. It is gorgeous.
Oh yeah. And the score, by the way, Daniel Pemberton's score is great.
Of the movie, I think it's the best part of the movie. The story is incredible.
Yeah.
Spider-Punk is great.
Spider-Punk is great.
Greta Lee voices a character in this as well.
Greta Lee is Lyra, the AI. Yeah.
Yeah, and then great film.
Great movie. I'm so happy you made the list, even though holdovers.
The main thing for me is that like as a whole, it's really good, but it doesn't have the highs of the first movie for me. Like the What's Up Danger scene is just nothing will top that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's as good as the first movie, but the first movie is like the best comic book movie ever. Like it's difficult to.
It's so hard for me because I adore the first movie. And the first movie, in a sense, is a more complete movie. But there's so many scenes in this one where I'm just like, oh, I love this scene. Like just in general, like the Captain Stacy when he's trying to arrest her in the very first 5 minutes of the movie is really impactful for me. I don't know if any scene's as good as What's Up Danger, but I think this has more highs than the first one. Might not have the biggest high, but it has like a variety of highs compared to the first one.
The opening with Gwen and her dad is it's so powerful, and I love every time we get to experience Gwen's world, and just the artistic style of it is really interesting to me. And I love the pinks and blues, and Gwen as a character, I think probably is the most interesting character in this movie. So I love that she's kind of leading this new group to get Miles back. So I'm really excited for when the next one comes out in 7 years.
Oh my gosh! So you're telling me like, Beyond the Spider-Verse is easily my most anticipated movie. I can't think of anything else I'm more excited to see of the decade so far. Like
Mickey
17. It was going to be Mission Impossible 8, but something happened, so it's not Mission Impossible 8 anymore. But Beyond is a good running here.
Evan, this is probably to be a heart attack, but this is number 26 on my list.
Whew. That's it's wrong.
That just goes to show like how many movies I love this year, though. Like I still really enjoyed this movie.
There's a lot of great movies.
I assume Oppenheimer is 2.
I think it's 2. Yeah, I think it's 2. Even though it's my number, it is my number 2 actually. But I think given everybody else's list this year, it would probably be number 1 on everybody else's list. But we liked a certain movie more, I think, as a whole group here. So I think number 2, yeah.
Right, number 2, we have
Oppie.
Painful Past Lives.
No!
Oh!
Wow! On Oppenheimer.
Whoa!
Who do I need to?
We're blaming the fuck out of Carson because he fucking hasn't seen this movie.
Carson hasn't seen
Oppenheimer was obviously the most seen movie this year. So it makes sense.
I think if you just had like America vote, Oppenheimer would obviously be 1. So it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what? Past Lives is
if you just had
my favorite movie.
You asked America, like as a whole, every person in this country, what was the best movie of the year? Most people would say Oppenheimer.
Survey says Oppie.
But for us, I'm pretty sure everyone here, Past Lives is all our number 1s, right? Besides Evan.
I have Oppenheimer ahead of Past Lives on mine, but it's barely. Like Oppenheimer's 2, Past Lives is 3 for me. So
Jess hates Oppenheimer.
Guess what Oppenheimer is for me?
25.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's still
15.
It is number 12. So
interesting.
How many movies have you seen, or did you see last year?
I have 34 on my list.
Halfway.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, you're wrong. But it's cool. Yeah, Past Lives is phenomenal.
Trey and I will just text each other about it and like send videos. Be like, look at this video of them talking about it. Like, oh, such a good movie.
I still don't own this movie on Blu-ray because I like, how
we're gonna do the A24 is gonna do that special package.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that because I don't want to double buy it. Although, I guess why not?
I did. I got the original one.
Yeah, I mean, I bought the freaking.
It was on sale for like $11.
It's cheap. Yeah,
I know.
I think it's like $10 right now.
Mm-hmm. I've listened to the score of this movie more than I've listened to any score of like the last few years. This movie is something that I'm pretty sure the runtime is less than 2 hours, and like because of that, it goes by so fast, and it's like I don't feel like any line or bar in this movie is wasted. Every word that they say to each other like has weight. I think my most recent review of this was like, this is bar for bar the best script of the year in terms of like efficiency. I love like the beginning. It goes quick. You're in South Korea for like 6 minutes, and then you're back here with Nora. And the first time I watched this movie, I remember when they show that she is married. I'm like, oh no, because you're rooting for Hae Sung, just because it's the poster. It doesn't have her husband in the poster. Although this poster is fine. I just hate the one of them on the subway. It looks like a.
It fits the movie.
It just, I don't know. It looks weird. It looks fake. But yeah, Past Lives is so good. The score is so great. I love just hearing Celine Song's talk about this movie. I love hearing everyone talk about how like Hae Sung and what is the husband's name? Anyone remember?
He's Just Like Me. I'm not sure.
Arthur. Hae Sung and Arthur, like those actors didn't meet until that scene, which is incredible. Like when they did Zoom and everything, they didn't see each other's faces. They didn't know who that was, and that's such an organic way to just direct. This movie I think connects with so many people. Showed it to my family. My mom loved it, which I wasn't expecting that because she hated the ending of La La Land because it wasn't
happy
perfect or whatever.
It's like we all we're not immigrants, so we don't connect to that experience, but it's like the connection,
what ifs
or like what ifs, and it like the the Korean term that they use, I forget what it is, Inyan or something.
Inyan, yeah.
Like that concept, like it took a while because I've seen it twice and I would like to see it more, but we watched it twice. So the second time around, that part like really like hit me, and like thinking about like their discussions in bed, like her and her husband.
You dream in Korean. You dream in a language that I can't understand.
That bed scene is like heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh.
Top scenes of the year.
So beautiful.
And it's like funny at times. Although the first time we watched it, do you remember that woman that was like kept talking?
There we saw it, and there was this woman that sat next to us, and she would go, about like she would have vocal reaction.
Oh, no.
She was like, oh no, like
like what is this, a horror movie?
Someone who was just reacting to the whole thing, like their own camera.
That's funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
I adored this movie. I think it's one of the most beautiful movies about connection. It reminds me of this movie called Columbus from 2017.
Yes, Evan. Columbus is so good.
With Haley Lou Richardson.
Oh
yeah, phenomenal movie. Yes.
Shut up! Get out of here.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with Jess. Where it's like I can't like really connect with their experience, but the idea of like what ifs and romantic connections and all that is just really profound and really moving to me. And I adore like every single scene in this movie and how it builds up their connection. When they were like FaceTiming or Zooming each other, it's one of my favorite just sequence of events I've ever seen, and it's also very heartbreaking as well. And then just the New York scene where they're going throughout all their like all of the sites in New York was excellent. And then the bar scene, to introduce the movie with that bar scene, to zoom in there, and then to come back to it once you've learned about all three of their connections and relationships and thoughts on the matter. Just perfect storytelling. And then that final scene is probably one of my favorite scenes of the decade so far. Like, oh, holy shit! Like tears.
The way it connects to the beginning too, when like Hae Sung and Nora are in the car driving away, like from their date or whatever, and it shows him there. And then at the end, when it shows the same angle, but it's just him, like, dude, what?
The director talked about how like a timeline normally goes from like left to right. So when they're walking back to like the Uber, they're walking left, like back into the past.
Yeah. Oh my god!
It's like forward. She's like going back to the like present moment, and
she's going right to her future, and he's going left to the past
behind, and then she starts crying, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh shit, man, that hits deep.
What I'm saying, it's so efficient. It's like less than 2 hours, which I love. I love a nice short movie, and it's just
I've been saying this for years.
Short movies are the best.
Dude, I watched a movie. What is it called?
Rye Lane, 80 minutes, perfect runtime.
Brighter Summer Day. I watched that movie. That was 4 hours, man.
Shit.
That was 4 hours. Edward Yang, pretty good movie, but
Yeah, and then like similar efficiency when like she's going to like Canada, like immigrating, and they're like saying goodbye. Like he doesn't say goodbye. But like they like go off two separate paths.
Yeah.
Oh,
genius again. Like
yeah,
I see it.
Even the fact that she's walking upstairs and he's staying flat, like he's not getting any higher. He's just staying the same. And she's like at least moving up. Like,
oh god,
none of this has been. This is not the first time anyone has said these things, but it's just so good. So
yeah, this movie is also like my favorite movie of the year, and just I'm really impressed that this is a directorial debut from Celine Song. That is insane to me. Like how is this someone's first movie? It's so well directed and so well written.
Oh, and I was watching actress roundtables. This is Greta Lee's first like lead
starring role, right?
Starring role in
yeah.
Which is crazy. When she said that, I was like, I looked up her past movies. I'm like, oh my god, like it's all been supporting. Yeah, supporting in TV. Even in TV, she's supporting.
She's in the morning show, but that's supporting.
Yeah, Russian Doll, she was supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in Girls?
Mm-hmm.
What season?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but we were watching like an interview.
I need to watch that.
And
I liked Girls a lot. Girls was a good show.
Oh my gosh.
Girls season 3 in particular, very good season in Girls. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully this means more movies for Celine Song, but especially like more lead roles for Greta Lee. I need her to be in everything.
You can tell this story means a lot to her, and I love the like genre of female filmmakers' first movie being semi-autobiographical.
Lady Bird.
Hard to say. Lady Bird, After Sun. Movie.
Speaking my language.
I'm just saying, like you can tell these are all stories that they're very, they know very well. So I'm sure
every year, A24's director that's the movie about themselves is my favorite movie of the year. So
A24 has been my favorite movie year for the past 4 years. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, we're not beating the A24 allegations on this podcast, but it's very valid.
Yeah,
we should do another
The Green Knight.
A24?
Everywhere. 14th was Searchlight.
Okay.
We should do another like A24 top 10. I wonder how much that has changed.
They put a lot of movies.
Yeah. But Josh, did we do top 10 2022 movies?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Everything Everywhere was our number one, obviously.
Yeah. Already. The Republic of Texas and California.
Oh my god. Number one. Let's talk about it. Copy.
What more is there to say?
Cinema.
That Nolan guy, pretty good, right? I think he's up and coming. He's really good. Yeah.
He should direct some Batman movies.
Came out for this movie. We were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be
the shot of him in black and white putting the hat on.
Bomb.
Yeah.
It delivered, but I just remember the hype for it. It was insane.
I remember the hype, and I'm like, can it be that good? I think Josh, Edgar, and I did our like
I think it was better than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, we did our draft for like the second half of 2023, and I was like, I think I got Oppenheimer like third.
No one wanted to pick it.
You got it as your last pick. Yeah.
Because I was like, is it going to be great? Like, he's coming off of Tenet, which I did not like, and then Dunkirk, which I did not like. And I'm like, okay, how good is it going to be? But it's incredible.
Because like, it's more than just a biopic, which is like what we thought it would be. Just be like a straightforward biopic. It's way more than that. It's way more like subversive. Exactly.
Yeah, and every performance is peak in this movie. Just like it's a true ensemble performance. Even though Cillian, like, he's great and he's definitely the lead, and his arc and his role and how he changed at the film is very good as well. But yeah, I loved everybody else in this movie too. Robert Downey Jr. is masterful in this movie. I always think back to the table scene. The side breath thing he does is that's winning him the Oscar. That right there, as it should. It's so good. Like the one where he says like there's a traitor in Los Alamos and he's talking about the whole table. The smirk.
Is like the way he moves his face, and then like he'll like bend his neck and like do stuff with his jaw, like express his anger and stuff. It's so good. Like, yeah, my favorite supporting role of the year.
Me too.
Cillian versus Giamatti is tough for me. My personal preference is Paul Giamatti, but we just rewatched.
I'd probably say that too. Yeah,
this past week, and like Cillian Murphy's performance is like career best for sure. Mm-hmm. It's like so layered, and he's the perfect casting for this because he's like someone who expressed, there's more behind his eyes, like going on in his head than he conveys with his words. And Cillian Murphy as an actor, I feel like always has that. But the cast is just this cast is great. I remember when the first picture of the set came out from this, and it was Matt Damon and Cillian Murphy and who's the guy from The Boys who's also the animated voice of
fuck, does start with the J.
Jack Quaid.
It was those three walking, and then you would suddenly just be like, Josh Peck has been added to the cast of Oppenheimer. It's like, what is this movie? And everyone's giving a great performance. Mm-hmm. Josh Peck does a great performance. It's like no, I don't think he's a bad actor or anything. It's just, we all know him from Drake and Josh, but he was great.
As the woman on this podcast, I do have to bring up my nitpicks. And that is just the female characterization, not great. Might be accurate to the book. I didn't read it. But, Emily Blunt's character doesn't have much. Like, she does a lot. Like, the actress herself, great performance. She did what she was working with, but she wasn't given that much. And same with Florence Pugh, just there to be, that character.
I agree on the Emily Blunt, like, being a lock for supporting actress nomination is still baffling to me.
Yeah. The scenes she does have are really fucking good, though, but there's just
she's
not
great.
That much.
She's great. I'm with Jess though. Like, her arc isn't the cleanest arc out of all the characters.
Like, why does she have to be a bad mother? Like, is that accurate? Maybe, but she like straight up says she hates her baby in it, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, Nolan's got mommy issues, so you can't tell me he doesn't. Have you seen Inception?
Ma'am or sir, for $1, name a woman. Christopher Nolan's I don't know.
I can't think of a great Nolan woman character off the top of my head.
Dark Knight Rises. I'm kidding.
No, not great, Bob. So he still has to...
I mean, Elizabeth Debicki.
No, I wasn't talking about the
Tenet. Elizabeth Debicki. Is there something there?
Inception was okay. Like her.
What?
Did she get like...
No. She would like the female character in Inception was okay.
No, his dead wife.
Oh,
she,
but she's dead in the movie. It's like
nah,
she's killing women.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
I had to
bring it up.
I'm not Mysterio.
It's a great movie. Technically astonishing.
Yeah.
The way it starts and ends kind of on that shot of the rain. And the Ludwig score, like,
oh god,
I know we all, like, every year that goes by we're like, man, this Ludwig Göransson guy, he's every year he's
one of the best to ever do it
than the year before. And like, I think this is his best score ever. I don't know about you guys, but
I think in general this is the best score of the year. I know you guys said Past Lives, but for me this is
I will not be mad that it's winning the score. Like,
the score isn't more memorable. The score is more memorable than Past Lives for sure.
Like, this is a score where I'm like, what's gonna beat this year? What's gonna be the Oppenheimer score of 2024? That's what I'm very curious to see.
You drive on the hallway listening to Trinity Chess.
Yes. Trinity Test is great. The what's it called? The Lonely Shoe Salesman. I love that score.
Great. I love Fusion. That was a really like ominous.
American Prometheus, also a good track.
Destroyer of Worlds.
I don't know the names of.
I'm surprised they do.
The music is the main one, right? That's his his theme.
That's his theme.
That's the one I remember. It's just it's so good.
Like,
just a random note about this movie, the Trinity Test itself, I love, because we rewatched it pretty recently.
4K of this
when they show it and they showed like the explosion happen, like, in the cut the sound out, but then when they show everyone, like, they show the explosion from their perspective, which I thought was interesting. Like, rather than showing it from afar, it's like you only get to see it and how they saw it, like each person saw it.
Benny Safdie with is like, is it rubbed in? Yes. Sunscreen. One of the rare times I laughed.
Yeah.
I think like also like for this movie, like it's probably the best editing of the year with Jennifer Lame. Like my God, like I was like looking at some of her interviews, one of the few that they are out there, and her first project was with Tenon, and just like her telling the story of like, well, I now have to figure out how to make this thing work that I don't even understand myself, and then and then seeing her like just like so like expertly like put all of these pieces together, because it's on first viewing, I don't think this movie hits you as hard as the second, because it's very overwhelming with there's a lot of like information overload.
The first act's a lot.
Yeah, and on a second viewing, it's just like every little tiny little detail. Like one of my favorite parts of the movie, just from a visual standpoint, is that when Oppenheimer is talking about like I forgot Florence Pugh's character's name, but when she dies, he gets the news that she's dead, and it just like very quickly cuts to that shot of the shower with like a man in gloves, and just like implication of her being murdered and not killing herself. Like it's just those little details in the editing that just makes it like really like pop for me.
If this movie isn't edited as well as it is, I think it could be not like a disaster, but really messy. Because like we have so many different timeline things kind of happen. Like it's linear to an extent, but not all like the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I use a black and white too.
Towards the beginning, like you see him and like you see the scene of them like people on the bleachers like celebrating and like they're like stomping their feet, and like that hasn't happened yet in the movie. So we're like seeing that scene early, but then like it happens late. Like it's just thrown in there. And it's like, oh, so this is what he was thinking about, and it's not linear basically, but it makes it clear.
I agree. Oh, also like shout out to David Krumholtz from the Santa Claus movies. He's great in
this. Yeah. First I was like, is that him? And then I didn't know, and then it was him, the guy from the Santa Claus's lawyer, or no? Was he his lawyer in the movie?
Sure. Yeah, I forget. But yeah, this is like again a true ensemble. Everybody was incredible. I love this movie. I saw it twice in IMAX, which I usually don't see movies twice in that format.
I was blessed to have seen this in IMAX 70mm, and that's just a experience.
It's fucking bizarre that this movie, like 6 months after, is still selling out in IMAX.
Yeah,
wild. But yeah,
great too. Hearing Chris Nolan talk about physical media has been really enlightening, especially given the recent decision by Best Buy to just cut all their physical media like bozos.
Insane, yeah.
Okay, Sienna, get off.
But yeah, what a great list we made here. It's so tragic. No Saltburn.
No holdovers.
No holdovers or Iron Claw. Makes me sad.
No, Are You There, God? It's me.
Give our collective top 16 or whatever of the year each, or
if you want to.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I do have this real quick.
Oh yeah, the tallies.
No, just a little graphic of our top 10 just to recap.
Oh wow, you fancy, huh?
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. We have Killers of Flower Moon at number 10. That should be 10. I don't know why it says 1. Godzilla -1 at number 9. Poor Things at number 8. Gardens of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Bottoms at number 7. John Wick Chapter 4 at number 6. Anatomy of the Fall at number 5. The Boy and the Heron at number 4. Across the Spider-Verse at number 3. Past Lives at 2. And Oppenheimer at 1.
This would be a great Best Picture list right there. Missing a couple key films there, but I would like that top 10.
I can bring up our individual list just to take a glance at them. First, we have Jess's.
Oh,
nice.
Here it is.
Well, yeah, the great posters. Are you also subscribed to Letterboxd?
Mm-hmm.
Better posters than Alden.
Wow.
I told Alden we have to have an honest conversation about some of his posters, but it's okay.
Okay.
Alden made Anatomy of a Fall in French.
It's weird choice for that.
Why just change the words? A nude de fool or whatever.
Some of them are different. Like maybe.
Oh, Josh, are you seeing your pick? Yeah, because I don't think you.
Some of them are mine. I guess. Just wait,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, because he's on his account. Yeah.
But number 5 is what I chose, but like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
where
don't know. Yeah,
here, just keep scrolling down. See if it'll change.
It probably won't. I mean, this is just from his point of view. His
If you
account.
click,
some of them are yours, but like some of them are mine. It's weird.
Yeah,
if you click the individual review of the person, it pops with the poster.
Okay.
Because this is
Any,
not
any
my
movies
one
that
here.
didn't make it here to talk about?
American Fiction. I've only seen it once, but I feel like this is just a good movie.
A lot of laughs.
I could connect with the family aspects of it. Obviously, not the
What?
the other environment. Yeah, but just
Any
great movie.
any movies this year that you like did not like?
Yeah. What did you hate this year?
She didn't.
Oh, Mario.
I saw a
I
lot
didn't
more
like
movies.
Air. We had a bad Air experience.
Air was not my favorite.
Thought
Also,
it
it
was good. To work at.
was very generic.
Yeah, I haven't seen as many as I have in the past. Where a pretty good movie year, even like Super Mario Brothers was not offensive to me. So like my bottom movie is I didn't dislike. It was more this year. I was like, if I think I was gonna not like a movie, I didn't watch it.
Jess refused to go see Godzilla -1.
Wow.
Okay, you were ahead of the curve on that. If you'd waited a week and been like, maybe it would. But I don't like Godzilla movies that much, to be honest.
I think you would like this one, Jess. You might, maybe.
It's definitely my favorite Godzilla, and I'm not a big fan of them
Not like
either.
the 2014
The
one.
Killer I wanted to like more than I did.
Yeah.
Like it was, I wanted to like. Yeah, that's.
Me
what I'm
too.
saying.
Me
But I
too.
like most movies on my list. Like they're all good.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Then,
list,
oh,
good
right
list.
lane. No, okay.
Not right.
Rylan
We have
feels like
Trey.
it came out 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
apparently.
Like a pandemic movie. Yeah.
Missing was a lot of fun.
I love Missing. Yeah,
Missing
Missing is
was-
great.
All right. Then we have Trey.
Great poster for John Wick there.
That one's mine. Let's see, anything here?
I
really like the December. That was really good. What is 14? I don't know what that poster is. Oh, Codes of the Flower Moon. Yeah, TMNT was a lot of fun. Enjoyed that. I really liked the Hunger Games. That was
So good.
I didn't expect to.
Yeah, I kind of dragged you to it, and then it came out, and I was like, "So what'd you
It was like
think?"
sold out in
And
the
you-
whole city.
And then you were like, "I really liked it."
I was like, it felt like the prequels if they were written better.
I'm glad you watched A Fire. A Fire was really good.
Interesting
I never
ending.
heard of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything else, but Creed 3 feels like it came out 5 years ago. I mean, for Jonathan Majors, it essentially did. Everything, I'd say after Poor Things, there's a slight drop off in terms of like
Asteroid City?
Yeah, I didn't connect with it as much.
Okay.
I love Scream 6 though. That's
Scream 6 is
reality.
Deer
good.
Camp below Tetris is crazy. I'm sorry.
What?
Deer Camp under Tetris?
Dude, I just don't. I have an annoyance by theater kids, so
That's fair.
that movie was tough. So extra sometimes.
You did like
What
Jimmy Teacher. though.
Jeremy Tetch.
Oh, he's so funny in that.
We had just watched American Vandal, so he played like the same character in that. Dial of Destiny put me to sleep. Did not like that.
What are your thoughts
Soccer
on Nimona?
Vlog, right?
Nimona was good. Some of the jokes didn't really land for like I don't know. It felt I didn't love it, as you can see.
I didn't like Chloe Grace Moretz's voice.
Really? I thought she was great.
Oh wow, yeah.
I loved Cocaine Bear. I loved it.
You saw
Absolutely
Transformers?
Yeah, I love that one too.
That one I actually had a fun time.
The ending's silly, but
Knock
yeah,
at the
totally.
Cabin.
even,
that was-
even Knock at the Cabin was good. But it
Knock at the
wasn't-
Cabin is so
Is it
boring.
the last two you didn't like, Trey?
Yeah, I didn't like Napoleon at all.
Are you gonna watch the miniseries?
What?
The series.
4-hour cut?
The 4-hour cut,
No.
whatever it's called.
No, you
Is it
cannot
gonna be
pay me.
4 hours or is he gonna divide it between episodes?
Double Moon make anyone's list?
It's on my
I mean,
list.
if-
It's not.
I watched it. It's on the list, but
Which one?
seeing
Rebel
it-
Moon.
Oh, I haven't
Oh,
seen
Rebel.
it.
Was making it.
I'll wait for the real thing.
yeah,
Next time, baby.
All right.
Just a
Edgar.
4-hour cut thing reminded me of Zack Snyder. That's why I said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Great
December
poster.
at 3. Love to see that.
Yeah, we never really talked about May December, but that's a really
good movie.
Yeah.
That was another one where I watched and then like I put it pretty far down at first, and then I was like thinking about it more, and I was like, actually, move
That one
it
grows
up.
on you.
Yeah, great performances.
Charles Melton is probably one of my favorite performances of the year.
I agree.
Do you
And he
think
won't
he
get nominated.
deserved
How did he not get
over
to-
like Poor Things actors or?
Oh, I think he's
No.
my favorite supporting performance. Yeah, over RDJ.
Over Downey?
Yeah,
He's 2 for me.
He's like 1 or 2 between him and Downey.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I would put him like he would easily be number 5, like between Downey, Gosling, Melton, Ruffalo. That's 4, right? And then 5.
He is why that movie
Almodovar
really
also no.
stuck with me. Just thinking about like that character and the trauma and getting out of the trauma and like the scene with his son on the roof is like really good, and it just like is there's a lot to that character.
Mm-hmm.
Another performance that really doesn't really get talked about as much. And I think I brought it up like last stream or something. But Tio Joe in Past Lives is just It's not a loud performance and not very showy, but like the subtleties that he shows in that movie is just so beautiful, tender, but also tragic at the same time. It's great. He should be in the top 5.
10-year performances. Rachel McAdams.
I was about to say
She
Rachel
was good.
McAdams also
Yep.
up there.
It's funny because I'm like, is she too young for this role? And then I look up how old she is, and I'm like, actually, she's like on the older side. Like,
How old is she? 45?
Yeah, 40 something.
47.
I'm like, dang, she's looking great.
I thought you had Zone of Interest higher, Edgar.
14 and 15 are kind of like go back and forth.
Yeah.
Sanctuary is a movie that I didn't expect to
Sanctuary is
absolutely
very good.
adore, but
Margaret Qualley in that movie, incredible.
Priscilla is another
Wonderful.
movie that is just like amazing. I love probably my favorite costumes and like makeup, hairstyling of the year. It just adds so much to the storytelling as a whole.
That Talk to Me poster, holy shit, that's a great poster.
Do you recommend Priscilla over the Elvis Baz Luhrmann
Yeah,
movie?
for sure. And I like that Elvis movie, but it's definitely a more I don't know, fantastical version of reality.
It's Baz Luhrmann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks show up in Priscilla as well.
And Mama,
He's white.
Mama. TMNT was low. Oh, wow.
Air
Boy,
Sport
Air.
31.
Oh
Boy-
my
Boy-
goodness!
Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
well,
over Boy in the
Christian.
Heron.
Wait, what?
Whoa, shit!
That's crazy.
That
I
doesn't
already
make
told
sense.
I already told Evan and Josh, but I fell asleep for like 5 minutes during the beginning of.
But
Boy in the
still,
Heron.
I saw
It's
the
a
Taylor
concert.
Swift Eras Tour in real life, and I wouldn't have put that above Boy in the Heron.
Oh, they cloned Tyrone. So good.
really creative. Yeah,
How to Have Sex, another really good movie.
great movie.
Ferrari, surprisingly good. Yeah. Wonka, great. I didn't see the new Chicken Run. Yeah. How was Anyone But You?
Bad.
Edgar liked it, right?
Anything but good. I like it. I think
Anything
it's
but
fine.
good.
Anything but good.
The Marvels.
2
Transformers
pages.
was last.
Leave the World. What is Leave the World Behind? Like, was that? I
It's
saw
a
that
really
was
bad
so
Netflix
fun.
movie.
It's
It's
bad.
very
Really
yeah,
bad.
it's-
Oh, there's
Kinda
more.
hilarious
You've
with
read
that.
more than 100 movies.
You saw 126? Jesus.
The bottom of Edgar's list is so hilarious every year.
Ghosted was a movie. Oh my god.
Ghosted, yeah.
You watched Ghosted?
Josh
You
did.
watched
put
it,
it-
Billy
Zoe
102.
102. That's a thing that exists.
Yeah,
Edgar
it does
watched
exist. I was in the same room as Bridget watched it, so I like it.
You just had to log it, you motherfucker. Oh,
Mafia
man.
Remember
Mama.
the
Mafia Mama
awful-
might honestly be one of my favorite movie theater experience of the year because that movie is just so fucking bizarre.
Oh my god. Shotgun Wedding, you actually saw that? Oh man.
He saw
Josh
it.
Duhamel.
I was gonna say the one on the bottom. Do you remember the awful PR with like Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon?
yeah.
Like,
Oh, that they hate each other.
yeah.
Here's the funny thing about that movie. They're barely together in the actual movie. I don't even
Really?
they might have like 2 scenes together in the entire thing.
So
They
what is
sold
it
it as-
about?
So basically he lives in New York and I think she lives in California or LA, I don't know. And they switch so she can go to school and he takes care of the kid. But like it's supposed to be a
So, like, a
rom-com,
holiday?
but no, it's just like for school shit or whatever, so she can like graduate or whatever. But like it's supposed to be a rom-com, but the entire movie is just like they don't spend a single scene together. She's like hooking up with other guys in New York. It's like the biggest like lie of a movie that I've seen from Netflix the entire year, because you see the poster and you think, oh, a rom-com, but it's not.
Damn.
All
Meg
right, then
two,
we have my
Evan.
list right here.
Great
Wait,
list.
very
Um,
similar top.
Love Asteroid City, big Wes Anderson fan.
Never heard of it.
All of Us Strangers.
Zone of Interest is like one of the most singular visions of the year from like as a director standpoint. It is a harrowing movie.
Is it a tough watch? Like, is it
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
easier or more difficult than like Schindler's List?
I'd say it's Schindler's List is like more overwhelming with emotion because like that's its goal, and it's a longer movie also. Whereas Zone of Interest is very tight and it's very experimental.
Yeah, it's not like a
it
violent
really
movie.
hits you with the sound design.
Yeah.
And the
So,
ending too.
Josh, did you is this a reorganized list for the?
This is for this. Yeah, I'd probably have Zone of Interest at like number 8.
Okay.
And All of the Strangers at 9 or 10.
Got it. Okay. Maestro 18. Yeah.
So you
I
do
really liked
some fraud to change the result.
I did.
Well,
Yeah.
it just kind of
It
makes
didn't really
sense.
help that much. Just like 1 or 2 points. Yeah. As
You're a
far as
fraud.
with these rating 0. Passage is really good. It's for like people who love Worst Person in the World. Very similar to that. He actually is the worst person in the world.
Oh man.
How to Have Sex, what Edward was saying, incredible movie, very good debut.
Mm-hmm.
Hunger Games really surprised me. Riot Lane is just another great directorial debut, really wonderful rom-com.
I really like your 26 through 30 there. That's a great list right there.
Yeah. Society of Snow was really good too.
I still need to see
Like
that. Yeah.
Wonka, I had
Mission
a blast
Impossible.
with. Saltburn's fun. Doesn't really hold up like thematically wise or like really plot wise, but I still have a fun time with it.
Love
I wanted Color Purple to hit me harder than it did.
I
too.
was surprised. I really liked Color Purple.
I liked it too. I think I have it higher than you, but still, like,
Yeah.
I was expecting to like love it or something.
Talk to Me Hype. Talk to Me is excellent. Best horror movie
Mhm.
in
Yep.
years.
Return to Soul really surprised me. Great
Fair play.
debut lead performance. I actually watched 2 documentaries this year. Beyond Utopia, really interesting. Meriden Symphony, surrounding John Batiste, really good.
Should I watch Memory?
Yes,
Okay.
just
Where
the
can-
Chastain is
Where
incredible.
can you watch that?
I think it's
Is
in
it on-
theaters right now. I don't
It's
know.
in theaters, yeah. I don't know
It's in
about it.
theaters.
It's
I mean,
being
New York is-
distributed
it's
by
like California,
the
but
distributor's
New
called
York
Ketchup
country.
Entertainment, so like it's not doing well at all.
Oh god. You saw Origin? When?
It was playing in LA for like a week.
Wow.
it's playing right now too here.
Oh
It's
my
really good.
gosh, for 48 and 49 are criminal. Jesus.
Those are like your top 10, aren't they, Evan?
Yeah, my top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast
Doug
X
Harmon.
over Teenage Ninja Mutant
Assets
Ninja.
is a fun time. It's bad, but it's fun.
It's not better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean,
Eh.
jeez. Fast X is good.
Reality really
Is Fast
good
11 the last
performance.
Fast movie, by the way? Or are they doing Fast 12?
Probably will be. Yeah, I don't know.
I always forget.
Ask Vin Diesel.
Catch Aspen.
I don't think they really know.
Cool list. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Cobweb
lot.
was fun.
Cobweb's a really fun horror movie.
Knock of the
Infinity
Mid.
Pool is crazy.
Polite Society that low, huh?
It was fun. Wish is not good.
Not good, Bob. You saw more than 100 movies? You have a second page too?
I saw one of
This motherfucker criticizing it.
You both saw Ghosted. Who put a gun to your heads?
It's not good.
Anna de Armas. That's why her
Renfield
name
is probably the most
Little Mermaid
bland
that
movie.
low?
Yeah,
It's not that bad. What the hell?
it did not.
Little Mermaid
It's not good.
put a smile on my face.
All right, Evan, your
Hello.
turn.
It's so cool seeing my list with new posters. I like this.
Mission Impossible, best decision making of the year.
If that was an award, it would not win it.
It's still your number, still that high for you.
Yeah, because I saw it also with Spider-Verse. I saw it 4 times in theaters in 1 week.
In 1 week.
I bought the tickets before I knew the decision making. It was like Tross, right? Where I was like, what can they possibly do in Tross that would make me hate it? And then I saw it 4 times because I already bought my tickets anyways. Yeah, Mission's great. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, this was a great year for movies. Talk
really
to me
good
Hyde.
year.
I have my Talk to Me Blu-ray here, by the way. Great. But yeah. By the way, if people have not seen Suzume is great. It's on Crunchyroll, the anime app. I would recommend
Really
watching
wacky movie.
Really
You said
wacky,
Dumb
funny,
Money?
emotional.
Heart of Stone is your bottom. Wow.
Probably not. I
Probably
didn't
not.
rank it. I didn't rank it properly. But Sound of Freedom's the worst. Yeah. Expendables 4 is also a travesty of an action movie.
Admirable that you watched The Sound of Freedom.
You are the problem.
I didn't know what it was before I saw it. my dad texted me like, "Hey, I got free tickets to Sound of Freedom," and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
So that whole pay it forward thing was actually a thing that you benefited from. I thought it was a scam, but people
No,
were like,
it was.
Like, in my theater was packed. It was packed, and
I wonder why.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. My dad and I were like, "Oh, this is." There's one scene in particular where I was like disgusted hearing it, and not for the right reasons. But yeah, that was not good. And Bird Box sequel, whatever, horrendous.
Isn't Diego Calva in that?
Diego, yeah, he is, and he's good. But yeah, the movie as a whole is just trash. Netflix had a bad run of just like their big Netflix movies last year. Just not good. Besides May, December, and Maestro. Overall, 2023, what a year!
Great year for film, man.
I want
Alright.
to say that next year I'll watch more movies, or this year I'll watch more movies, but I feel like I try to catch up from last year, like till the Oscars, and so then I start late anyway.
Yeah.
But luckily this year, the first 3 months aren't that big.
I don't know. The Beekeeper.
It's good.
See, that was already a movie. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like I knew I wouldn't have fun, so I didn't go see it with you, and then
Trey, it's good. It's fun. The bee puns. Come
Jason
on.
Statham is not in the movie as much as the other characters are. What the hell?
But when he is in the
The-
movie, it's fun.
Only movie I've seen in theaters this year is Self-Reliance, Jake Johnson's movie.
I saw it.
This is all right.
Jake Johnson is a movie out in theaters.
He directed it.
I
yeah.
saw about that. Yeah.
Well, it was
It's
in
on
theaters
Hulu.
for a day, but it's on Hulu.
Is it a 2024
Kendrick.
movie?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, it released this year.
Oh. All right.
Okay, interesting. Mean Girls also very good. Is that going to be our top 10 of the year?
Nah.
Probably.
If it ends in February.
I mean, wow. I'm going to
I'm
predict.
excited.
I think next year we're going to see Apes on this list. I'm very
Oh.
excited for Apes.
Furiosa, maybe.
Furiosa, maybe. Dune's definitely just locked in.
That's
Mickey
one.
17, probably.
Mickey 17, yeah.
what is that one?
And Alien Romulus could be surprising. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm rooting for challengers. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good
I
trailer.
was excited for that. Kind of sad didn't come out this year.
Yeah. It's coming out March, I think. The end of March now.
Honestly, like thinking back, like a lot of the movies that got delayed last year might end up being benefited.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh,
Dune
yeah.
is gonna
Great
make,
awards and stuff.
yeah, Dune is gonna make way more money than it was going to in November.
There's one movie, The Hitman.
Hitman,
Oh,
Richard
yeah.
Linklater. Oh, I'm so stoked for that.
Glenn Powell, yeah.
Love a good,
Oh yeah.
love a good
I've heard of
Linklater
it.
in this household too.
Yeah. I watched School of Rock for the first time last week.
Really? How have
Yes.
you...
I don't know. I didn't watch it growing up. I don't know how, but I watched it. It's fantastic.
You watched it once a month.
Did you like it?
Wow.
I loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably watch it once a year, and I'm not a big rewatcher,
Like
but
the mise en scène of
every
it was not good.
summer I like get a craving for some Jack Black.
The last performance, like during the credits, so good, so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
All right.
All right. This was good.
All right. Close it out. Trey, Jess, if you have any closing thoughts, I don't know where people find
Great
you.
year for movies.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I didn't realize when I canceled A-List that they make you wait 6 months till you can reactivate it. So I've paid a lot of money in the last 2 months for freaking movies.
February we got to rejoin.
Thought we would be going to Alamo a lot more, but Alamo sells out like 3 weeks in advance for every freaking movie. So
That's crazy.
it's annoying. But
And the AMCs are good here. People actually care to
yeah,
behave in the
I
movie
keep
theater.
seeing Brandon Hodges. He won't say hi to me. I try to keep trying to shake his hand, and he won't. I go, I want to shake your hand. Well,
See, this is why you don't betray Nicole Kidman. Trey.
dude,
punishing-
if you go to an
punishing us.
AMC theaters in Florida, you won't want to go to AMC anymore. That's all I will say.
Yeah, people would bring like blankets and like wear flip flops and then take their shoes off and
Bring their babies to
At the
Top
theater?
Gun. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Florida's a good place. But yeah, thanks for having us. This was fun. We just
course,
ordered
yeah.
some Thai food, so
Nice.
All right, Evan.
Find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. This weekend, Nathan and I will be discussing a lot of TV. Percy Jackson episodes 5 and 6, or 6 and 5 and 6. It's a great show. I'm having fun with it. We're gonna go over the finale of Monarch, and then just go over a lot of the recent Last of Us casting news as well. It's gonna be a big episode. But yeah, I had fun. This was a great list. I missed doing these top 10 lists. They were always very fun to watch and do and contribute with. But yeah, I'm excited for our next one. I think we have to go back in the past, right? 2018?
2018,
baby.
Very excited for that.
That'd be cool.
Beale
But
Street.
yeah,
Beale Street, hell yeah.
Fallout.
First man.
All right, Edgar.
And yeah, you can find me on all social medias at ETGRTEG. You can find some of my written work at the Cinema Spot and Loud and Clear reviews. And you can find me here just talking shit to Josh and complaining to him about nominations. And speaking of, we will be
Tomorrow.
we will be
wow.
announcing some of them.
We'll be filming some stuff tomorrow.
That was a grueling 2 hours of deliberation.
I didn't expect it to be that long.
It was fun, though. It was fun.
I was like, this is going to be 30 minutes. Nope.
And you'd find me on Twitter at Josh G. Woodbury. My edit, just released it on the channel. If you wanted to watch that, it's fun. Had fun time doing that. And you find this podcast at WHFG Podcast on Instagram and Twitter for show updates and stuff. Next thing, we're not sure yet. We'll figure some stuff out. But yeah, just want to say this was probably my favorite top 10 list we've had so far. It was a fun time doing it, and the list was really good.
Past lives would be one if freaking Carson had watched it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great job, Josh, compiling and probably
Thank you,
doing
thank you.
calculations.
Yeah.
Don't forget to add that 0 on Killers of the Flower Moon.
I did. I just the one I uploaded on here, wrong image.
Oh, nice.
All right. Heartbreak feels good here. Goodbye, everyone.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let them come.